here to encourage, offer small business insight, and connect you to your maker community. Whether you're working in your studio space or out sharing your story at a farmer's market, welcome. We are John and Sarah Collins, and this is the Modern Forestry Podcast. Hey, this is John and Sarah Collins from Modern Forestry. Our studio is right outside of Greenville, South Carolina, and the Candle Studio is just waking up today. But we have guests today that are super familiar with early mornings. We have Miranda and Jessica. Yeah, early mornings. They're from the Travelers Rest Farmers Market, which is 20 minutes northwest of Greenville. Sound about right? 15? Anyway, they are here today. John and I were trying to think through when we started doing the market. I think it was back in 2016. John was still at the bank, and I have pictures of him, memories of him coming straight from the bank in his dress clothes, tie, clean shaven, which is weird, to the harvest market, handing out trick-or-treat candy, selling candles. And then that next summer, our oldest was a few months old, and we started doing the market, and this is our 6th summer. And so it's neat for us as a small business, seeing you guys be a part of our story, but then our family culture. The kids don't know summers apart from going to the market. And so that's just really special to me. We've been a part of a lot of markets, both as guests and vendors. TR is different. And we've spent a lot of time talking through why that is. Yeah,
it's got to be the best farmers market in the state.
And we don't say that lightly. I mean, it's not just because you guys are here. but I think it really comes down to community and intentionality. And so we just would love to hear you guys share a little bit about how the market started. I know you haven't been there from the very beginning. But yeah, just sharing that story and then how you've seen community grow within Travelers Rest.
Absolutely.
So how did it start? How did you get involved with Travelers Rest Farmers Market?
I've been with the market for about 7 years now. I started as a volunteer, and then I was brought on to be a part of a grant program to accept SNAP and food stamps at the market. So they needed someone to head up outreach for that. And I met the director at the coffee shop where I was working, and she was talking about it. And she's like, yeah, we're looking for someone. And I'm like, pick me. And please put me in. And so I was just fangirling about farmers markets because I love them. Always have been something that I would be at anyway on a Saturday. So it's like, well, this would be cool to be paid to be there as well. Anyway, so I did that the grant was a 2-year program. It ended, and then I stayed on as social media director. And then we went through a series of directors, and here we are today. Here we are. And Jess, do you want to tell your
When did you meet Miranda? When was the first time?
I met her in 2019 when I was fresh out of school. I studied communication, and I was looking for somewhere to practice social media kind of on the side because I had a day job at the time, and ran into her through a mutual connection. And she was looking to hire someone for social media, so that's what I got to do. And then this year in 2022, just went full time with the market, which I'm pretty excited about. Yeah.
We're very excited about that.
I'm sure you are. It's incredible help, That's like very, very capable human beings. So,
incredibly. Yeah.
Getting to tell this story is a dream, like you say, for sure. For me, I almost took a job with an electrical wiring company. And getting to tell farmers market, take pictures of veggies and kids playing in the field, is a way better use of my Saturdays than electrical wiring. I would have been very creative with that, but it's been a fun time to come on with the market because the market is coming up on its 15th year anniversary as an organization. So that obviously predates both of us, but we're excited to see it kind of, as the city of TR is growing, the market is really taking off too. So we've kind of been going back to revisit where the market came from and its kind of origin story. You guys want to hear some of that as well?
Awesome. I actually don't know how it all started.
We just ran across some of the the leading ladies of the market who started it about 15 years ago. I think 2009 is what we say our first season was. And we got to meet with Kata McCoy, who was an early organizer, part of the market. She told the story of Margie Vest, who actually she just passed away earlier this year, but they are both people who are interested in community. They weren't farmers themselves, But I know Kata was new to Travelers Rest, and she said she landed and she looked for a farmer's market. And so what we hear is that in the really early days, the market set up at Sunrift Adventures in TR.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
And it was just kind of like a tailgate back in a parking lot, 6 or 7 vendors. Margie tells, I think, Kata tells the story of Margie just pulling her in one day and saying, like, okay, you're going to volunteer with us. And basically, like, you're on our board now. And she was like, wait, hold on a second.
She's like, see you on Tuesday. She's like, where? She's like, at the board meeting. I'm like, oh, excellent. Okay.
So it's just people who are interested in being part of a community. And this is really before Traveler's Rest saw its like revival with the Swamp Rabbit Trail and, Tandem and some of the other businesses on Main Street that kind of started building up Traveler's Rest. And so the market really kind of grew alongside those efforts. And a lot of what I think is super interesting is people were interested in building up the whole city and being a place of community. And so I really feel that we still do that in TR now. And you guys talk about that, like it feels different. One of our vendors calls it like our special juju or whatever. Like, juju over that market. But I think part of that juju is people interested in getting to know one another and being interested in community that stays from those like really early days at Sunrift.
Yeah.
And so in 2014
is whenever we got our nonprofit status.
Mm-hmm.
And so the city got a grant to build the pavilion at Trailblazer Park.
Mm-hmm.
And the farmers market was a really huge part of them getting that grant.
That's amazing.
And so we made that move. I think there was a brief hiatus from Sunrift to the parking lot besides TR Oriental. And then we made our pilgrimage all the way to the park. And that's where we still meet now.
I actually didn't know that. And I'm there many Saturdays a year, and I didn't know that story. That's special you shared that with us.
Well, I think one of the things, yes, it's the community, but logistically, going to a market with enough parking to fight for parking, there's green space for the kids to run, there's shelter, there's bathrooms. Like, it's just kind of the whole package. There's the amphitheater for music and yoga on Saturday mornings. Like, it really is ample space. Yeah, for you to continue to do that. And I feel like so much of entrepreneurship is see a need and meet a need. It was going, okay, there's no farmer's market. Well, we're going to start one. And that's how we started. Yeah. I'm getting migraines from candles. How can we fix that? Okay, real ingredients. And it's just very few small businesses go, how can I make the most money? Okay, you're looking, where is there a hole in the community and how can we add to that? And I think it's fueled by that passion, which is really neat to see.
And one of the things to measure the health of the market is to see whether or not the kids running around have joy on their faces.
Yes.
and every time I'm there at Traveler's Rest, it's just like watching a bunch of kids have the most fun they've ever had. Because you guys do activities for the kids, and there's the biggest thing is that giant open field in the middle of all the horseshoe. And I love that because like then Peter's like, hey Dad, can I go play? It's like, can I come with you?
Well, and that's really true. I mean, there are some events where they're not super kid friendly, and you can kind of see the kids are tentative, like, can we go? Can we not? And it just has a family feel.
I like that you called it to the horseshoe, which is actually something we do intentionally with the tents, is making a circle space. Like if you go to a grocery store, you're going to be going through up and down aisles, kind of like you're a robot or something, moving through. It's about efficiency. And then, but if you're in the farmer's market, we make that horseshoe, we make the lawn connected to the pavilion space. So they're kind of like two big circular spaces where you are meant to go run into other people, where you're meant to check out other things beside what you came for, and where you're meant to get to know people and stay and sit a while. And so that's actually really intentional with what we do. So I love that you guys noticed that too.
That's massive because not only is it set where everybody is, but they also have power available if they need power. And so it seems very well pre-designed. And I definitely see that. I mean, because I'll travel around the horseshoe and I'll walk around looking for gifts whenever a birthday or something's coming up. And I'll leave my booth. Don't tell the organizers, but I'll leave my booth for like 5 minutes and go grab it.
But he can see it. But I love standing at the booth and looking across and going, oh, there's so-and-so and so-and-so. Okay, I'll be back in a minute. And you can just... I
got to go quick because I'm a talker too. So. But
you mentioned that TR Traveler's Rest is growing, and it is so on the map. It's not really a hidden secret anymore, but it still has that small town feel. How have you guys intentionally tried to keep that smallness in a town that's really up and coming? It's almost a touristy town now, in a sense.
Most of the people I actually talked to, sorry to tag on to your conversation, but most of the people that I actually talk to at markets, so the first thing I always ask is, have you seen our stuff before? Or are you new to the area? I'm new to the area, or visiting a friend who just moved here, visiting family members that just moved here. That's primarily who we interact with. It's great for us because it's just, a new relationship. All right.
Right.
Check us out. Yeah.
Expanding your base.
Yeah.
But it really has, like you're saying, like, because we're a nonprofit, we are owned by the community, truly. And so our growth always parallels what the town looks like. And so that's sort of been like a question for us of how do we do this and do this well? I think one aspect that is really cool about what we are is that we're both have the tradition and consistency that creates rhythm, like a rhythm of life. It's something you always do every Saturday and like count on like a fence post of your schedule. But also with like the events and the programs that we offer, there's always like an aspect of novelty as well, which we see that we're bringing people in with the tourism. And we always have a new audience. I tell you, like, all the people that come to the admin tent are from California, you're from New York, you're from Brazil. How did you get here? How did you find us? And so it's fun that we get to hold both of those things in tandem.
Absolutely.
So,
Which is so unique because, most of the people we talk to are new and visiting, but it doesn't have a transient feel. Mm-hmm. And I think I love what you said about the fence post. You have traditional events that are very foundational. You have the tomato sandwich cook-off, which is insane. Like, it's just, I remember the first time we saw it, I was like, oh yeah, they're having a little thing. And I was like, oh my God, like there are lines of people, but you've invited the community restaurants and small business in to own that. Thinking about the 4th of July bike parade, we did that for the first time last year. And Peter, he was 4 at the time, our oldest, so excited, has his little bike and he's going to go and I'm videoing and it's fun and I'm waving to John and we're doing this, family. And he's weaving in and out. And I realized about halfway through, he doesn't know it's a parade. He thinks it's a race. Okay, buddy, slow down. And he's, Mom, I'm winning. And he's going. And then I said, well, we're almost at the end. And he realizes, it's ending. That can't happen. So he whips around and starts going upstream back. But you have these, it's great. But you have these family traditions where it would be a miss to miss those now. And so families are coming back, but then such a neat atmosphere for tourists to come in and go, this just has a very small town feel. So
we like being able to host the town through like our programming, like everyday kind of things, like offering free yoga every Saturday or offering, we host local musicians, we host food trucks. So it's really a place to come every week. But then we also have those community traditions like the Kids Bike Parade or TSTO, which is our tomato sandwich taste-off. Those are all great things.
Which is being resurrected this year as well. It took a little hibernation.
It's back
for the past 3 years, but it's July 30th this year. We have a really exciting lineup. So ticket sales are going to be opening up here.
Follow us on the gram.
In about a week or two.
That.
Check in on that. It'll be a run for those.
This is a plug.
It is. Shameless plug.
Sponsored content.
We tell people all the time, like if you are in the upstate and have not been to the TR market, like your soul is missing something. Like you just need to go and to experience it. And to see it, it's not just logistics set up, although it's done really well, but the community aspect is there. And I was telling you guys before we started, like the intentionality is evident that you guys are really just trying to foster that community.
Because it's hard to balance what's going on in our state. With all the people coming in, how can we maintain what makes South Carolina great? How can we maintain that culture? And so to invite everybody that's coming in, hey, this is what we do. We care about each other. We hang out. You can go over there, do some yoga. You can go over there, eat some tomatoes. Tomato sandwiches, That's great.
And I think we've been blessed to have a really great relationship with the city of TR as well. A lot of people do get it confused. Like Miranda mentioned earlier, we're not run by the city. We are our own 501c3 nonprofit. But the city works really well with us. We just met with our city planner last week. The mayor's office actually sponsors the Kids Bike Parade. So they getting Brandy comes to our market most weekends with her daughter. And then I have
met her at market before and I'm like, it's the mayor. Yeah.
She's so friendly. She's awesome and really big supporter. And then also working with the downtown businesses on Main Street. in a lot of cities, especially small towns, the farmers market is seen as at odds with the downtown vendors, but we work to have a relationship with a lot of our vendors on Main Street. We call them our friends of the market. And this year we started like a pamphlet to like send people. It's called our Next Stop Aftermarket pamphlet.
Nice.
And it sends people to Main Street.
Smart.
So we're all working together.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of, even our vendors kind of pick up on that because they are also awesome, as you guys know. You know a couple of vendors.
Yeah,
you are a couple.
They're
of
awesome.
Yeah.
We want to be like them someday.
They're really collaborative.
They're really cool people, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys have gotten to do this. Maybe you can tell some stories about collaboration, but like at the market, some of our vendors like Paul Family Farms and Young's Backyard Barbecue, they combined their maple syrup with barbecue and made a new product together, which is really awesome. Or like Common Pops, which you'll see them all over the upstate. They also buy peaches from Hyder Farms. And so every week at the end of market, Eli will come over and get a basket of peaches to go into his popsicles. Yeah. And so we love seeing that at the market where our vendors are collaborating and the city's collaborating, and in the atmosphere that creates, that helps also neighbors get to know each other and everyone, tourists, to feel like, wow, this is something. So it really is for everyone to connect.
That is cool. That's awesome.
Awesome. Well, Jessica, Miranda, thank you so much. We are going to be back next time talking about specifically more about how we see that, not just the city community, but really that special vendor community. So thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thanks for having us.
Head over to our website, grab some candles, and take 20% off your first Modern Forestry order with promo code podcast20. I was getting migraines from traditional paraffin candles, so we started making soy candles on our kitchen stove with whole ingredients. Our hobby turned small business led us both to quit our jobs, and today we are full-time candle makers, living the small business dream like we've never imagined. Follow the Modern Forestry story, our growing family, and see studio behind the scenes over on Instagram. Our handle is Modern Forestry. Thanks so much for listening. We're grateful for the hustle.